Let's change it to a pool and see what happens. You can change the absorption distance and the color as well. There are 3 water surface types. You can keep it as pool, ocean, sea or lake, or you can choose river. And you can also make custom meshes, which is like, suppose if you had a river, then you could actually choose custom, but for now we're gonna use a quad. Yeah, you could edit like that and just give the mesh renderer. You can see all of these options. So you could make a custom 3D object and then just drag it in here. Just for now we keep it a quad, scale it by 1000. You can change the absorption distance just to make it look more like a pool. Make it about 3 or 4. It really depends upon what type of game you're making. I can show you the river. There's not much difference really. It's just upon the way they're rendered. We can change distance, wind speed, just change it back to an ocean. There is no infinite support, we can keep it as a quad. You can change the distance speed, and let's just change it to 250. You can see the wave size, how big they can become. Just got an error. Now let's show you how our floater also works on fast waves. You can see it's floating on the waves. This is a really great thing to see. In the next video, I will be showing how we can stop moving our ship after colliding to an object. Because at the moment, if you try colliding with objects, it's just going to try to go through it. What I could do was change the collider in this. Maybe give it a mesh collider or something, but that would cause some trouble. Yep, but this is, you can see the collider isn't an offset, rather it has to be a minus, sorry. So you must go in the keep same transform script on the floater object. On the floater object, just change the sign to minus. Yeah, minus. And then save that. And our floating behavior will be better now than before, because at that moment it was not in the center of the ship, and you can see all of them are offsetted. Maybe it's just an importation error, I don't know, but so I have to add this offset. If you don't have this on your style type Unity, if you see the body is at 0, 0, 0 on all the axes, on the x-axis especially, then you don't need to write any offset, except for in the floater you must keep an offset of 8.5 on the y-axis so that its floater stays down and keeps the ice chip at an offset. And we can change the orientation as well, and the current speed again. There are settings you should play around with. You can change the simulation amount of the foam and the color as well. Just keep it a bit greenish, a green and blue type of color. So now I made it greenish, very green from underneath. So let's change the simulation amount to see the effect. You can see making it full is really not what we would like. It's a lot of foam that's simulating. Making one basically amount. That's a lot of foam to render on the water surface. We can change the region size to make it more visible from a distance of our own foam generators inside the stylized ship Unity. He did not do this. This is my own custom changes. If you want to do them, you can, otherwise you don't need to. It will still float without these foam generators. You can see the difference when you change these values, how it's causing more foam to be generated. That's all for the foam. Let's see more about the water deformer. We can get let's just get no, let's get nothing for now. We need to get an excluder. So let me show you what it does actually. It's right now set to a planes mesh, so it's not doing anything. But if we change that to a cube or capsule, you can see how it's not showing any water on top of this capsule at all. So if you have the same size of a capsule and you don't want to render water, then that's how you can do it. But in my ship I have got a lot of box excluders, and that's why there was a folder for water excluders, and they were like around 60 or more. Let's get the box deformer. Now I have not done anything with the deformer yet, but I will see what happens here. So you can't see anything happening by just dragging it on the surface, because I've never been able to actually successfully anyway use it. So I'm also going to have to check it inside the island, but right now let's just keep this distance wind speed to 1. Save the project. And now our water box deformer, it can be used for like a waterfall as well. And I'll just show you. Keep it at 0 on the Y. Inside the samples, high definition RP, in the water samples you have scenes. Let's just go there into the island scene to see how the deformers work. And just reminding again, you must import the samples. So you can see how they've used 3 different deformers to get the water to have such nice effect, like really a beach. So you could do that. These are wave deformers, not box deformers, and you can create shore waves and wave deformers. Yes, Unity has also provided a fit to water surface script, but applying it on our ship was not working, so I thought I must create or use it another one from the channel on YouTube. Now let's just start by getting let's get other water deformer just in a bit. So we must get one of them like this, going into water, then into the deformer section and select box. I have selected sphere, even though I did not want a sphere, it was just a mistake. But you can see how the deformer is causing an effect and how the wave is now changed. It's a very cool effect. You can see how it's bobbing up and the wave is bigger now on this surface. So it is a great idea. You can see I can make it as big as that. It may be good for a rock effect or something. Okay, so let's create a water deformer, and this time a box. Let's just change this one rather. Just make it a box. And you can see how it's acting like a box type of. It's really odd though. But this box one can be used as or for creating like a waterfall or something. You can see how the effect is going to be placed now. So this is a bit peach because we are still keeping it on the island. Now if you look at it, it is a pretty good idea for a waterfall. You can see how Unity itself is doing the rendering for me. You can explore all of these, and you can see how they've actually made a decal to cause this effect. You can see that decal sign over there, right where the water just slips down, which is a good effect. I've used a custom mesh. Not a custom mesh, rather than just an infinite. And ice. It's given by Unity. You can do what you want with it. So here's the decal of the waterfall I was talking about. This can be done using the HDRP decal projector. And it just causes this to happen then. So you can see there is a water line which is really simple. It has really nothing in it except for ocean water surface. And we have this cool little ball. We must add our floater, rigid body, and a sphere glider. So we have added our floater script. We need a rigid body, because in our script we are adding force and it won't be able to get the rigid body. That was a mistake. Disable use gravity. Keep the mass at around 100. Even though that's not necessary, you can keep it at a normal bouncy ball's mass. Give it the water surface. And I don't think we need to add a sphere glider. Let's just see what happens now. And you can see it starts to float on the water surface, which is a great thing to see. Now you can change the displacement, you can change the mass to get it floating on the top surface. But that's all for this video, and I will create another video next time. See you.